Okay, so welcome back to the Northern Nerd Network. My name is Dan Schessel, and today on the Nerdcast we have quite a few people that you may not recognize. One you will, for sure, which is Chelsea. Chelsea, say hi.
Hey, gang!
And we also have tonight, we have one of our long-time watcher listeners, I don't know what you want to call him. He's there for everything. Aaron.
Loyal minion.
Yeah.
And also we have, because it is, Star Wars Day, we had to have, an actual Jedi with us. So we have Master Roland.
Woohoo!
Hello.
As he has.
May the Force be with you.
Yes, may the Force be with everybody out there as well. And what do you think?
He's well.
Alright. Okay, so as typically we start off by asking everybody out there how their week was. And we start usually off with Chelsea. So Chelsea, we'll start off with you. How was your week?
My week was really good. I went to Vancouver last week. I was there for a few days. It was a really nice visit. And, oh yeah, I guess. Since our last podcast, I became an auntie. I have a nephew.
Yeah.
So that's fun news. And, yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks. Working and family stuff and trip to Vancouver and, yeah, all good.
Awesome. All right. Aaron, how was your week?
Pretty good. I took the last week off, decompressed from Calgary, which was a good experience. I really enjoyed it there, but kind of need to de-stress afterwards. This weekend was free comic book day. I showed up to a couple comic shops in costume. Got a couple more picture requests, which is kind of cool. All in all, I'd say I had a good time.
That's awesome. Well, I missed comic book day because I was working. I was very upset about this. But I did see.
Trina and I were there, and we saw Aaron, and it is a pretty rad costume.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
All right, so Master Roland, what do you?
Yes.
How was
my week?
Master Roland all night.
You can call me whatever you like.
How's your last couple weeks been?
Wow, well, it's been really busy last couple of weeks. Lots of things going on with Echo Base. We of course, we're at Happy Harbor for Free Comic Book Day doing a photo booth. And it went extremely well. We raised $278.80 for the Ronald McDonald House. And today, for May the 4th, for Star Wars Day, we made a trek this afternoon all the way to Red Deer for an appearance at a soft opening for the Rishi Mays Geek Emporium. And now just all the fun of getting ready for our next event, which is EekFest.
Awesome.
I think you have a question.
Nehemiah, how was your week? Yeah?
Yeah, and today I got Star Wars today, and I got a Star Wars watch. And I love stuff.
You got a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. We also, I forgot to introduce Nehemiah. He was out there on the weekend because, like I said, I didn't make it out to Free Comic Book Day, but I did have somebody else out there, asking some questions and doing some of Daddy's work, right? Right.
He was our lead interviewer at Free Comic Book Day. Working the crowd like a pro.
He did a good job.
Some serious, hard-hitting journalism from that young lad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He interviewed someone from our group. They were telling us about it. It was great.
Yeah.
Well, did you know it's just like, there's a bouncy castle.
Yeah, there's a bouncy castle.
Yeah.
There's a bouncy castle.
And I was
Is that your favorite
surprised
part?
when we just clubbed up behind me and like, ah! I was was surprised.
Yeah, you were surprised? Yeah.
Was the bouncy castle your favorite part?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Aaron, just for all the people out there, you are actually outside, are you not?
Yes, I am.
This is Aaron's mobile command post, which he has been gloating about for I don't know how long. I'm very, very excited to be just a part of him outside in this mobile command post thing.
The weather's fine. Come on out.
It looks pretty nice out there right now, isn't it?
It's better than it
Lovely
has
today.
been.
It was nice. All right, so for me, like I said, I did miss Free Comic Book Day, which I was quite upset about, but you know, it kind of happens. But I did yesterday manage to get a chance to go out to Mission Fun and Games for X-Wing tournaments. It's been a while since I've played X-Wing, so I went in with a new army or a new list that I hadn't tried before, but I did manage out of 10 get to 5th, so that wasn't so bad. I was happy with that result, anyways. Would have been nice for 4 because then you at least get something, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah,
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
Yeah, I'll get you next time. All right, so Chelsea,
Yes.
what are our news items for today?
News items for this week. Starting off with some good old-fashioned nerdy science news, because science is awesome. So recently, zoologists and biologists have discovered a real-life species of frog that looks eerily like Kermit. So the body is bright green and has actually kind of transparent skin. On the link, there's a shot of the underneath of the frog, and you can see through to its intestines and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's creepy.
But the kicker is that it has giant googly eyes, just like Kermit. It's pretty amazing.
The eyes literally stick on top of his head. Like,
art imitating life, imitating art.
It's awfully cute until you see the underside, that's for sure.
Yeah, with the transparent skin, it's like, whoa, that's so weird.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to cut him open in biology class.
Well, there you go. It could be a whole new field or whatever there. Kind dissection.
Dissection? Anti-dissection dissection?
Kind dissection, so you don't have to hurt the frog. You just look through its skin.
Yeah. It is a weird, creepy-looking thing. What do you have to say, Nima?
Well, dear with baby bus sleeping still. Oh, and show them the video on the computer.
Yeah, well, that video is going to come up soon.
Okay.
Well, my question is, it looks like Kermit the Frog, but can it dance and sing?
That's a very good question.
I don't think anybody will ever sing Rainbow Connection quite the same as Kermit.
No, you're right.
Or do the... See? Not the same as Kermit.
Yeah. I have a question, because I've never been on a podcast before. Can people see me, or they just hear me?
Well, they can see you.
Yeah, when you're talking, it pops up to your lovely face.
Oh, okay. When I'm silent, I can do whatever I want.
I can see you.
I know.
Okay.
Right. So, moving on, the next news item on our list for our nerdly brothers and sisters in arms who love The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and who also love Lego. This one's for you. So, a Lego enthusiast happened to build or create, just for fun an entire set of Rivendell, which I believe the original that he created took like over 20,000 Lego bricks. And somehow Lego got a hold of a picture of this creation and was like, hey, do you think you could make a like scaled down version of it and submit it to us through our Lego Ideas link? And he was like, yeah, sure. So he made a scaled down version of just under 5,000 bricks and submitted it to Lego. And they are currently in the process of getting it into production. So you too can buy and take home and build the 5,000 brick Rivendell Lego set. And you should look at the pictures. This thing is amazing.
So
Yeah, the details.
Our
Super
showcase.
intricate. Yeah.
You can check that out.
So yeah, like the Moon Rune cavern is there, and the like big tree and the main gate, and a whole bunch of the towers, and I guess the original one that took like 20,000 bricks had like extended bits of like the mountain around it, and pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's very, very detailed. I feel sorry for the parent that buys that for their kid and has to spend the next 6 months building it.
I mean, who are we kidding? Let's be honest. That's a set that parents don't buy for their kids. The like super enthusiast parents buy for themselves to build as a side project. Let's be serious.
With the guise of it's for the kids.
Yeah, it's totally for the kids.
It just always blows me away that it always blows me away the time that these guys can spend on these passions in their free time, like just the amount of man hours that it would take to undertake something like that and then be able to scale it down. It's very impressive.
Yes.
It is absolutely massive and wonderfully beautiful. I do like how he can just basically rip it apart in 3 sections.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's for transport?
Must be for taking it for display and
Putting
stuff.
it on display and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it's the detail, how it lights up, everything is just absolutely beautiful.
Do you think he uses the Craggle on that though?
Craggle.
The Craggle.
Craggle.
Potentially, if he's got his big one and if he's moving it around and like taking it out and showing it off at like cons and stuff like that, it would make sense.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to take it all apart to glue it all back together.
I know. Oh.
Unless he glued it as he built it.
Yeah.
I don't trust myself enough to not make a big mistake doing that.
In Lego-related Star Wars news, Wired Magazine today, they released a video of 1,000 frames per second destroying a Lego Super Star Destroyer, $800 of Lego, in ultra slow motion. Just massive.
Look that up.
That thing.
So it looks like the Death Star exploding.
Exactly. Well, you remember at the end of Return of the Jedi, the big ship crashing into the Death Star.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That'll be cool. I'll have to check that out.
Oh. Lego creations are amazing.
Those Legos are just so small and little itty bitty. Do you know what else is itty bitty and little? Ant-Man.
Our next news item. Nice segue, Dan. You're getting better at those.
Well done.
Well played. Yes.
Way to get us off of the topic.
So, yes, also itty bitty, like a Lego brick, is Ant-Man. And pictures and news has surfaced from Australia, where the Ant-Man publicity campaign down there has been not to put up like giant movie posters and billboards, but they've placed tiny little billboards sort of all over Sydney and Melbourne. And there are some pictures on the link. which is posted on our Facebook page. I posted all the news items up there tonight, so you can go to our Facebook page and click on the link and see the pictures of the tiny little billboards, complete with built-in LED lights, that are now all over Australia, hyping Ant-Man for the Australian release. So I really, really hope that they carry that publicity campaign over wherever the movie opens, because it's brilliant and hilarious, and I want to see a tiny little Ant-Man billboard up close.
I'm almost willing to just make that billboard and just start placing.
I think I would steal one.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. I want one. So far, I want a frog.
I see some
Rivendell Lego.
Like a Rivendell and an Ant-Man billboard.
Yeah. It's just like a shopping network.
Our news articles usually do, if when there's anything sort of about stuff, they are usually pretty like, I want that.
Yes.
Inducing.
Yes. I like stuff.
Well, are you guys excited for the movie itself? Are you guys excited for Ant-Man?
I am.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited.
I would watch Paul Rudd do anything, and the fact that he gets to be a superhero is amazing.
Yeah, no kidding. You?
Yeah, he's really talented. I agree. I think that it's I think it's going to be one of those sleeper hits for them that no one's expecting. I think it's going to be a really, really good story that we haven't seen for a while. I don't think there's going to be as much mass destruction as some of the other Marvel fare. But I mean,
scaled down destruction.
Yeah, it'll be scaled down destruction. I'm just really looking forward to seeing the special effects, just with his growing and stuff like that, and his ability to have the strength of a grown man when he's an ant size and flying around on ants. I mean, I've followed Ant-Man in the comic books, so I'm always a big fan of seeing the adaptation onto the screen. And especially with the special effects we have now, nothing's out of the question anymore.
So are you disappointed in the fact that it's not going to be Hank Pym in the movie, or you're fine with it being what's his name, Scott? Like, Scott is the criminal, right? And
Yes.
Hank Pym is the guy who actually invented
the scientist who invented the serum that originally shrank him into Ant-Man. I guess it's Marvel, so they can draw from whatever canon they want, I guess, whatever will serve the story better. I was kind of hoping that it might be Hank Pym because Wasp ties in with more of the canon that way. She's more related to Hank Pym's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hoping that if they did sequels that Wasp might make an appearance, which would be sweet. But who knows, they could still bring her in anyway, which would be awesome.
I'm guessing that she's going to be there regardless. And I think we just lost Ron. But yeah, I'm pretty sure
He'll find his way back in.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
The
got
force, Ron. Stretch out your feelings.
Yes, you will join. So
Use the force, buddy.
use the force. Pull Ron back in. Okay. All right. So I don't know what is our next thing.
Our next
All right. So
next-
and can be it's a very scary thing. You know what else is scary? Night terrors.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
just gold.
I
And
know.
pure gold. Just keep them coming. Yes. So our next news item for the horror fans amongst our listeners and viewers. So there is presently an app looking for funding, I believe on Indiegogo. If not Indiegogo, it's GoFundMe. I believe that information is in the link that I put up. That works through your phone's camera, where you walk around your house and shoot your house with your camera, and it captures and stores a blueprint of your house and captures images of things that you have in your house. And then it uses that information to generate playback and turn your house into a like creepy, haunted, ghosts appear on your screen and objects will lift up and down, a la like turns your house into like Paranormal Activity version of your house. You can watch it on playback. So yeah, those of you who want to hauntify your house can go check out the Indiegogo campaign for this app and maybe fund it and get your own House of Horrors.
I've never been really much of a horror fan, but this looks cool.
No.
Yeah, I mean the screenshots they have of the playback really looks like creepy, like Blair Witch or Paranormal Activity, like video footage. Yeah, pretty creepy.
It looks pretty amazing. All right, so my little stormtrooper has to take off.
Bedtime.
It is bedtime for him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, you got something to say before you leave?
Yeah.
What?
And I'm gonna watch that video.
Oh, we're not going to watch it tonight.
Okay, so Nehemiah, before he goes to bed, he wants to let everyone know that tomorrow we will have up our free comic book day video. So keep an eye out for it. It will be starring little Nehemiah. He's going to be in there. And wait all the way to the very end. 'Cause at the very end of the video is where it gets really good for him. Right? Yeah. All right, so it's well worth checking it out. Go check it out tomorrow. We'll have that live, or not live. It'll be up tomorrow. So keep an eye out for it. All right, so you're good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What else?
The
All right.
Good night.
So may the
I
fourth be
love
with
you,
you. So may the fourth be with you.
May the fourth be with you.
Bye.
Watch out, I'll be like, maybe on the next day, maybe I can show you the video.
All right.
Am I still on here?
All right. Where were we? We were talking
Moving
about
on
night
to our next news item. On from haunted houses, creepy haunted houses, to potentially creepy mazes, except not so much creepy as very cool. So, a little while ago, some pictures of a really, really intricate maze went viral when this girl posted them on Twitter. Apparently, her dad worked as a janitor for 7 years and spent his downtime when he wasn't cleaning working on this, like, giant maze. She found it one day, like, rolled up in a poster tube in the back of one of her parents' closet. And took a picture of it and made it print size, posted it to Twitter. It went viral, so they made print sizes of it and are selling it so that you too can buy it and try and solve it on your own. And it was so popular and so challenging, and after it went viral, did so well, that apparently the daughter bugged her dad to make a new maze, and so he spent 2 months creating another maze, which is apparently even more difficult than the first one and takes like 2 days to solve. And so they're working right now on making print-size versions of that one to sell. And the pictures are pretty crazy. This maze is awesome, mind-boggling.
Incredible.
I can't even begin to fathom solving it.
It's do you like not too long ago there was a picture, like a coloring book that went viral too, right? It was like all this really crazy intricate stuff. It was definitely a coloring book for adults, and
Yes.
this is exactly the same kind of thing where it's a maze for adults. Like
Yeah.
this thing is crazy. I couldn't imagine where to even start with this thing.
Yeah, which makes sense that, a couple days to solve it. That's, yeah,
Oh,
nuts.
you'd be there for months.
Yeah, so cool. I mean, just the awesome creativity that people have that stays hidden for so long that nobody knows about until somebody digs it out of the back of a closet.
so many of these little things like are just sitting around all over the place, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
just the stuff
Speaking of,
Yeah,
stuff that
speaking
so
of,
many people that are afraid to show their work, and I don't think I'm on anymore.
no, you're on.
You're there.
Am I? Am I still there? Okay.
Yeah, you're clear.
My little thing doesn't say live anymore. It says off air, so I wasn't confused.
No, you were saying?
That's why I was quiet.
Oh.
I was just saying it's one of those situations where people are afraid to show their creativity, right? And then someone else brings it out, finds it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's so amazing what people can actually just put together. Do you know what else someone put together? Head of bugs.
you are on fire with the segues tonight. Yes, some other amazingly creative, creepy and yet beautiful at the same time. So Star Wars has inspired all kinds of fan art. This might be one of the most unique types of Star Wars fan art to be created to date. It is a replica of Darth Vader's head, mask, face, created out of insects. So the link has pictures, and you will go and watch and you will see what I mean by creepy and beautiful at the same time. I think it really hit me when I realized that what's giving definition to Darth Vader's eyes and nose and mouth is a giant tarantula.
Well, he's also got for the bars on the side, like he's got, I don't know, are those worms of some kind? Like, it is so. I'm so disgusted, and he's got like scorpions on his head. Like it is so accurate. It's scary.
Yep.
And then on top of it, it is so gross looking.
But beautiful at the same time. I mean, all the butterflies at the bottom, like it's hard to look away from. It's captivating.
I've had this on my screen this whole time, and I can't look away from it.
So yes, awesome yet weird yet amazing fan art. Check it out.
Ron, you were saying something earlier about it?
Well, that's what Darth Vader is. He's creepy and beautiful all at the same time. I mean, little kids love him and run away from him all at the same time. So it's just
So
another
true.
reason to fear the Dark Lord.
For sure.
That's why they introduced cookies.
The Dark Side
soccer
PR team got together and decided that Darth Vader wasn't doing such a good job to sell their side of the Force, so they needed to toss in some cookies to be more enticing.
Yeah. We tried the bugs that didn't work. Let's try cookies.
All right. So,
Which brings us to the subject matter of this evening's podcast. All
Yes.
things Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars.
that is right. Now tonight we have there were like before sometime today, I think it was on Vanity Fair here. They released some pictures from The Force Awakens, and a video that went along with it as well. And some of the pictures, like the
Picture of Kylo Ren without his mask on.
Now, there's a picture of Kylo Ren without his mask, which is the first time we've seen him. This is just his face. Looks pretty menacing as it is.
Yeah, Adam Driver's been rumored that it was him all along, but now we got it confirmed, and he's he's got a very unique look. I think he's going to make a really good bad guy.
Yeah. Now, the thing that catches me on this picture is the caption down below. Now, the caption down below reads as this: "The next generation bad guy, Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, commands snowtroopers loyal to the evil First Order on the frozen plains of their secret base." So they are the ones that are now driven underground.
Yeah.
So it's been a flip. It's obvious.
Dark days for the Empire now.
It is dark days for the Empire. So it's the rebels strike back.
Well,
The
I think.
picture.
Well, some of the theories that I've read is that it hasn't been so good for the rebels since the battle for Endor either. I think it's been hard on both sides. But that's the beauty of rumors. They're nonstop. So.
Well, as far as I can tell, the whole point of Darth Vader, right, was to bring balance to the Force, right? And so, right now, they're both in shambles.
Yeah.
So he did bring balance.
Well, you got to think about it. If they're talking about balance of the Force, when you eliminate the bad guys, where is your balance?
Yeah.
Right? If you only have good and no bad, then there is no balance, is there?
Yes, exactly.
So much speculation.
Yeah. So I'm surprised that they even put like the evil First Order on here, because no one's really said much officially about. Now we're getting more official stuff as things have gone on, like from the Star Wars event down in Anaheim there, and now this Vanity Fair.
The picture I loved from the shoot, and I'm really excited to see what she does with it. The Chrome Trooper. So Gwendolyn Christie,
Gwendolyn
who is
Christie.
the actress who plays Brienne of Tarth on Game of Thrones, is playing Phasma, I think.
Yeah, Captain Phasma, I think it's.
Yes. And they have a picture of her in the Vanity Fair spread, like helmet on in the full like Chrome Trooper gear. I'm so excited to see her in action. I mean, she's such a badass on Game of Thrones. I'm so excited to see her in action in this world.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know that costume. I'd never take it off. I'd have to take it home with me. I saw the new trailer for the first time when they showed it at I watched the live broadcast of the J.J. Abrams panel from Anaheim.
Yeah.
Yes.
And wow, was that ever something else to watch? Just with all the people there watching it at the same time. Even though I wasn't actually there, but just seeing it live, sitting on my iPad. I mean, I've loved Star Wars since I was 7 years old. It's the reason that I love all things geeky. It was the start of everything, and just the way that we get in so much Star Wars now. It's a great time to be a Star Wars fan, because we don't only have the movie coming up, but new books coming out. We have the Rebels show that they're doing an amazing job with tying it into, like purposely tying it into the universe, making it, and doing such a good job of it. Like, it's not forced or cheesy. It's so exciting to watch, and for me and Daniel, I know you're the same with little kids.
Yeah.
Being able to have that level of involvement, because I mean, my son, before he was 5 years old, knew the whole story of Star Wars just from the Lego games.
That sounds like Nehemiah.
And I think it's, well, on one hand, it's a brilliant marketing ploy, of course, because they're just generation after generation getting hooked on all the different toys and all the goodies and stuff. But such a great job of, because in my house, 3 generations, I got grown kids and I got a small son, and we all like Star Wars, and we all like it for different reasons, and and for different reasons. I mean, I grew up with the original trilogy. My older daughters, their first experience was the prequel trilogy, and now I got to, you know, my son I'll get to take to the sequel trilogy, and I'm looking forward to it, as I know lots of people are going to be.
Yeah, no, it is such a great time to be a fan of Star Wars. I know my kid, he is just enamored with everything Star Wars. That would be, you know, from the Clone Wars to the old movies to the newer, junkier movies. But he loves everything. He loves everything about Star Wars, and he just can't get enough. He does. His favorite is Episode 4, and he will watch that thing to death. We have it on a constant replay in our house, so it's something I can't complain too much about, because it's such a joy for me to watch him, and he loves it so much. And now with Episode 7 coming up, it just makes that more exciting for him. And yeah, like you said earlier, that Rebel show is really well done. There is a few spots in there where they do take some of the older characters and they kind of jam them into the story, which I didn't like too much. But other than that, it is a really good story. The characters are great, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, with the release of the new trailer, and I think, Dan, we were talking a little bit about this last week before we went on air. What I really like, especially in the trailer, is it seems like visually they're going back to more of the original visual style. Like the first three movies really were visually huge and epic in scope. Just the images, the way they were shot, everything was so vast to tie into the epic nature of the story that was being told and the vastness of space and all of that. And just that first shot of the speeder in the trailer, of the speeder speeding along, and then the reveal of the huge, like, Imperial destroyer crashed in the sand behind it. Just the scale of that. I mean, to me, it was an immediate flashback to that first shot of Luke speeding along in the speeder along sand in the first movie, right? So visually, they're going back to that same style, which I'm really excited about.
I think that JJ was very. I think that's what he was going for. I know that they shot a lot more on location than they did with the prequels, and not as much CGI and green screen work and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, he's doing a lot more on the practical effects. That's for sure. Now we did get to see, like, on the Friday night, Chelsea and a few other people. We went to go see the actual Age of Ultron, and at the beginning of that movie, they have the Star Wars trailer in 3D. We got to see it in 3D. My goodness. Can I tell you how much that one scene with the speeder and the Star Destroyer in the sand, how much that blew me away? That one, just the depth.
If you want to talk about scope, getting it up there on the big screen.
Oh, I was just like, that just made the movie. I could care less about that afterwards. After that, it's just like, I was so excited about that. That was just amazing. And the way they did all the 3D in that movie so far, from all the trailers anyways, was just beautiful. And it worked. So it just made me more excited than I already am. So, yeah.
While we got everyone here, you mentioned that your son's favorite movie was Episode 4. What's everyone's favorite Star Wars? Mine is definitely Empire Strikes Back. And the reason for that is because it was the second movie that I saw, and it's the first time I can remember in my life as a kid, like, anticipating something so much as the new Star Wars movie coming out and getting to see more Luke Skywalker and Han Solo. So it's always stuck out for me, and just the beginning when they're on Hoth and you get to see all the walkers is just I can never get enough of that movie.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this. Now, I've had much debates with my wife, with my kids, with I don't know who else, but Episode 5 is definitively the best Star Wars out there. It has everything that you want in a Star Wars movie. It has epic battles. It has just everything. It has the quiet moments. It has the big scope. It's just such a great.
And the big cliffhanger ending where you don't know what's going on, like you.
Oh yeah.
But the way they made movies before, when you knew when it was over that there's going to be another one because there's more story here. Like nowadays, where they make a movie and it's just, well, they hope it does well, and if it is a good seller, then they'll create a sequel out of it, or they'll, But I like the way that it was always a continuous story of where these characters are going and where they came from.
Yeah, no, it definitely, just the way it really ended, you knew that there was going to be another one, and that just pumped you up. It was just like what they do nowadays with the Marvel movies. They have those little bits that say, there's going to be more. And it did that way before anybody else, and it was a fantastic thing that they did back then.
Well, I mean, now they give us movie schedules a decade in advance so that we know what they're planning and what's coming out.
That's right. How about you, Chelsea?
Well, I'm a sucker for the reveal of a tragic hero and the redemption plot. So I like specifically Darth Vader's story and how it ends in number 6.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi. Because it really is, at the very end, Darth Vader gets kind of flipped on his head and has a bit of a tragic hero ending, which I really appreciate. So.
Don't get me wrong, it's like trying to pick who's my favorite child.
Varies from day to day? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, sometimes.
How about you, Aaron? What's your favorite?
I'm going to go slightly against the grain and agree with Chelsea that I like Episode 6, but for slightly different reasons. I grew up, as a military aviation enthusiast, so I like stuff that's about fighter planes, right? And Return of the Jedi, the final battle, was absolutely huge. You could really see how far the special effects technology had advanced since Episode 4 just 6 years earlier. And there was thousands of fighters and these big ships just going at it all over the place. It really was the most epic battle I think anyone's ever seen in a science fiction movie. And it was just really tied up the whole series nicely, or at least up to that point.
I find that Episode 6 just had too many Muppets. It felt like a Muppet movie.
Are you? You better not be bad-mouthing Wicked right now. It better not be happening, Daniel Cheslow.
Love the hat, by the way, Chelsea.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
My awesome boyfriend got it for me, and I was so excited when he gave it to me. The first thing out of my mouth was, "Oh my God, we're doing a Star Wars podcast. I'm totally gonna wear this for the whole podcast." And here I am.
Adding to the Muppet moviness of the whole thing.
Oh, come on now.
Jeremy,
The walks are amazing, and it's all about that primitive race using old school methods to take down the technologically advanced empire.
Aaron made a really good point when he brought up that he liked it for different reasons, and it goes back to what I started with. That's what makes it such an amazing franchise, is because there is so much for so many different people. talk about Vader and liking his story, and and there's different costuming groups like the 501st that are all about the bad guys with the stormtroopers, and for me, I mean, I love Star Wars, but I love the Jedi. I mean, that's the part of the story that has hooked me in for 30 plus years, is just these these guardians of the galaxy, and they and even though a lot of people badmouth them and stuff, I still love the prequel movies just because it was all about the Jedi, and I got to see so many different Jedi and get to see them in all their glory, and of course their glory in their fall, with everything that happened in the prequels. But it's just such a great franchise for that people can find something that they love about it, and we take it to great lengths usually.
Well, that's great, because I mean, even with Nehemiah, he does love Episode 4, but he really likes Episode 1, and as much as I'd like to say they're junky movies, they do have their qualities. I mean, the fight scenes in Episode 1 are just absolutely amazing. The whole sequence, that whole war sequence at the end, was just amazing. Like, every little part of that, and it's showing you, this is happening here, and this is happening here, and how it all came together was incredible. It was really well done. And
moments from 1, 2, and 3 had major impact and really landed. I think, what is it? Is it number 2 or number 3? Where, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, he goes into the Jedi Temple and kills all the Padawans. I remember to this day sitting in the theater and watching that moment and like bawling my eyes out, and I'm like, no, Anakin, don't do it. And the friend I was sitting next to looked over at me and was like, okay, we'll be fine. I just need a minute.
He blows up an entire planet in the first movie, but that's okay. It's the younglings, half a dozen younglings in the Jedi Temple. That's what gets me.
Yeah.
And I mean, that very final lightsaber scene between him and Obi-Wan Kenobi on the like smelting planet where he like becomes Darth Vader and ends up in the suit. That whole sequence I thought was really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of their fight sequences as it was amazing. Like they're so much faster, they're so much quicker. The Jedi, like you really get the scope of how powerful the Jedi really are as a race of people. It's just amazing.
Unfortunately, all that good stuff was too little and far between, and too muddled by horrible, convoluted plots and awful writing. And I mean, I feel for the actors. They did what they could, but the writing was just horrible. And what makes it even more unbearable, I don't know if you guys have seen this, and actually I will post it to our Facebook page as soon as we're done podcasting today. So there's a YouTube channel called Belated Media, and he does movie reviews. But after number 1, number 2, and number 3 came out, after each of them, he did a specific review for each of them. What if Episode 1 was actually good? What if Episode 2 was actually good? And he talks about how he would restructure the story and edit it. And listening to his restructured and edited version, I'm like, oh my god, I would totally watch that movie and it would be amazing. Which is a little bit depressing that it wasn't that good to begin with. But I'll post the links to those, because if you're a fan, they're worth watching. If only to dream about what could have been.
If you want to
Sorry, before we continue on, I would just want to make mention that we do have a question app that we got running, and we do actually have someone asking and commenting.
Anthony! Hi, Anthony!
Anthony is watching tonight, and he is saying that he really did like Return of the Jedi because he's a sucker for happy endings. So.
I don't know how happy it was. His dad did kind of die.
Anthony also mentions the Clone Wars animated series, which yes, that's worth a watch. That's a really good series.
Yeah.
Yes, it is really good.
I believe that the animated series, one of the best things that it did for the Star Wars franchise, for the prequels at least, was it gave more character to the character of Anakin.
Yes.
I think you got to see him in much more of the light of the big hero that he was to the Republic, and how big a hit it was when he turned to the dark side. I don't feel that you really got that from the prequel movies. I'm sorry to say, I mean, I do love the prequels for the Jedis, but he was a little bit of a whiny Anakin. and really, as he turned to the dark side, for me personally, because we knew it was going to happen, I didn't cry. I was appalled by the slaughter in the Jedi Temple, but you kind of knew it was coming. And I mean, he just kind of portrayed himself in the movies in a way that I was waiting. I was just waiting for him to be Darth Vader,
Yeah, you were almost expecting it to happen anyways. Like,
yeah.
he showed all the signs that he was going to flip.
Right from the beginning, but when you saw him in the Clone Wars, you got to see the hero that Anakin Skywalker was to the Republic.
That's what, you're right, Ron. That's what now that you're talking about it, that's what his character was missing in 1, 2, and 3, is that from the get-go, it was, oh, this is just young Darth Vader, not this is Anakin Skywalker. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. Oh, damn it, you did it. Right? It's that moment of why people can watch Romeo and Juliet over and over and over again, because there's always that moment where they think, oh, maybe he'll wake up in time, or maybe she won't drink the poison. Ah, shit, she drank the poison, right?
Yeah.
Hate when that happens. Chelsea said
yes,
something.
Anyone out there that's watching? Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
Said something earlier that I liked. The concept of a what if. There's this rumor that's been floating around for years. I don't know how true it is, but the rumor was that Return of the Jedi Episode 6 was originally going to be set over the Wookiee planet of Kashyyyk, and they were basically going to be the high proficient, technically proficient slave labor that built the second Death Star, and the final battle was going to involve heavy use of the Wookiees. And you flash back to Han Solo's line from Episode 4, telling 3PO why he should let Chewbacca win, because, a droid won't rip your arm sockets out. I wanted to see that, seeing the Wookiees just go nuts on the stormtroopers. I would love to see that movie if someone ever had the gumption to go and make it.
It was originally supposed to be the Wookiees, but they felt that something more primitive, so they went with the Ewoks, because they felt that how did they word it? The Wookiees, they were too technologically advanced. They were too humanoid, too much like the rest, and they wanted something that was more alien that they could have for the movie. And I think that's how they explained it. But I agree. I would have liked to have seen some Wookiee rage going on. That would have been cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's such a great, I think, just a time to be a Star Wars fan. Plain and simple. I've always liked it. Like I said, I've always loved Star Wars growing up, pretty much from a very young age. When I first discovered Star Wars to now, and it's one of those times where we can actually talk about this kind of stuff, and it's reminiscing, and then on the same time we're so excited about this new thing that's happening too, and hoping for the best. Everything is pointing towards something good, but we've been burnt before. So I mean, really, here's hoping. I really love the franchise. I love Star Wars, and it's one of those times where it's good to be a Star Wars fan.
Agreed.
And also good to be a Star Trek fan. Because they don't have nothing.
Let's not bring them into it.
Actually, there's a great news article floating around about how Brent Spiner was at a con I believe today, and a fan came up to him and asked him to sign a picture with "May the Force be with you." And being the awesome dude that he is, Brent Spiner totally signed a picture of Data with "May the Force be with you."
Nice.
That's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
I think that is about all the time we have for tonight. I want to say a special thank you to all our special guests that we have on tonight. Master Roland,
Thank
thank
you.
you for coming out.
Thank you very much for having me.
And you too, Aaron.
Aaron,
Thank
thanks
you.
for joining
Aaron.
us.
Who's also, I would like to mention that, he is part of a lightsaber training that happens down in Churchill Square. He comes out to that. Chelsea is also. Are you going to be out, Chelsea, all this year?
I'm going to try and come out to some of them. I mean, I know Janine and Mackie, and they're awesome, and they run a tight ship when it comes to that class, so I'll try and drop into some because they're always super fun.
Yeah. And Master Roland is not part of that. He is part of the Saber Guild. Can you just quickly mention what the Saber Guild is to everyone who may not know what that is?
Absolutely, be happy to. Saber Guild Echo Base Temple is a part of Star Wars costuming group that started in California 8 years ago. We are a costume and performance group. We do choreographed lightsaber shows for charity events, and we also appear at comic conventions, sci-fi conventions, and pretty much anywhere that they'll let us show up in costume and won't kick us out.
That's awesome. Now, how many times do you have to say that? You're getting very proficient at it. Every time I ask you, you seem to be.
I practice it in the mirror every morning.
Well, that's so awesome.
Well, it's paying off.
Yes, definitely.
It really is. We are the first Saber Guild location in Canada, in all of Canada, and we now have 11 full members that costume and perform with us, and going strong. Hopefully, we got some interest in Calgary when we were at the Calgary Expo a few weeks ago, and I'd love to see it grow even more here. So we'll have to come down to check out the fun at Churchill Square one of these nights and see if there's any future Jedi or Sith maybe there for us.
Well, I'm sure there's a few.
Great.
Where can people find you guys on the web or wherever?
You can check us out at our main page is saberguild.org, and that'll take you to the main homepage, which gives you all the information to sign up for the forums and information on how to sign up and become a member. Or you can email me at sgechobasetemple@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to answer any questions anybody has.
That's awesome. And I think that's all the questions I have for you.
And where can all our viewers and listeners and loyal fans find us on the web, Daniel Schessel?
Well, we are all over the place. We are on YouTube, obviously, because that's where we do pretty much everything. Everything is pretty much on YouTube, but not everything. Not all of our stuff is on YouTube. We do have a Twitter account, which is northern_nerd, and we have an Instagram account because my wife is doing Instagram stuff. She's taking pictures of things and putting them on there, and so yeah, you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook, and you can find us on our website, northernnerd.com. And I just want to really
and
quickly,
on the Pulp Press.
and oh yes, that's right, of course, Pulp Press. Our good friends at the Pulp Press, they put up a lot of our videos and our podcasts and all sorts of stuff. So we'd like to say thank you to them because Cheryl is amazing and she does such a great job at that. The Pulp Press is just an amazing thing to go take a look at. It's like an online magazine. Comes out on the 23rd. Check them out. And I want to just real quick, Roland, just before we leave, where can people find you next?
Next, you can find us performing and also hosting a table with a photo booth at EekFest in St. Albert on May 30th and 31st. Hope to see everyone there.
Awesome. Well,
And
that's
Aaron,
all. Oh,
Aaron, our viewers can find you at Lightsaber Class with Trina and Dan, right?
This Wednesday, yes. The next few Wednesdays until July, probably not.
hopefully
then,
they'll have
Wednesday comes
lightsabers this week.
Will do.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. I want to thank everybody out there for watching this edition of the Nerdcast, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.